breakfast puppies?
This podcast contains adult language and content and is meant for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Glitterbois. Yeah, darling.
I think one of the most amazing things about the Palladium system is the depth and the sheer length that they put into most of the RCCs, OCCs, PCCs, just the vast amount of data that they give you to choose what kind of character class that you're going to be. Well, at least with literally every other one, but not this one. This one's real short. This one is the Mind Melter RCC.
What does the Mind Melter do?
The Mind Melter will melt your mind with mind magic. He's well, first of all, let's start and say we are looking at the original Butts edition to start, because here the Mind Melter is a racial character class.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the occupational character class that it becomes in Rift's Ultimate Edition.
Yep. The concept here being that you are some kind of a human mutant.
You are X. You are Professor X.
Yep.
But probably not as nice.
Yeah. The presence of the Mind Melter as an RCC was a topic of hot discussion in my teenage gaming group, because somebody always wanted to play the Psystalker Mind Melter. And to that person, you're like, well, you buy the next case of beer and I'll allow it.
Here's the thing. At that time, when this first came out, psionics were not well thought of, because this was the dark days of D&D psionics. So, and as much as I hate to say it, it did bleed, because it just bled over into this. My apathy for it in one place also brought it here.
Yeah, We've had that talk. We had that talk with Kevin about how much we all, including him, hated D&D psionics. And I remember when we started bringing Palladium Fantasy from my group and then Rifts to the table, when, we sit down and looked at Palladium, and my buddy was like, hey, let's play this Palladium game. And I'm like, okay, well, I like the concept of RPGs. And he's like, oh, you could even be a psionicist. And it's like, I've never even played an RPG. And I still know that psionics suck ass, because I've heard...
How dare you, sir? How dare you? Pistols at dawn.
I have heard my older sibling bitch about it. I have heard their friends bitch about it. I don't know. And he's like, no, trust me. It's just like magic. I mean, are you sure? And it is. It really is just like magic. It's just magic with different points.
Now that we've bitched and absolutely revealed how old we are, I will say this. In the Rifts editions, it doesn't have the same problems as it does with D&D. Like there are ways it doesn't automatically bypass all your saves and go straight to fuck you, roll another character.
Oh, fucking hell.
I know, but we're not doing that episode yet.
I'm just having bad memories.
Yeah, dude, it's traumatic even talking about this shit.
Because when I did get into D&D eventually, there was that guy. That guy. We all know that guy.
Yeah, we know that fucking guy.
That guy knew that nobody got good saves against psionics, so he just... Okay, anyway, back to Rifts. Mind Melter.
Okay, one last thing. If you gave me the choice of a rogue who will steal from the party unreservedly, or a psionicist in D&D, guess which one I'm going with every time?
The rogue.
Just fucking steal from me, baby.
Steal from me. Steal from me.
You won't steal my dignity.
Okay, so psionics in Palladium Fantasy First Edition were kind of like magic spells. In fact, they literally were just magic spells with different limitations. In Rifts, and all of the other systems, I believe, psionics are actually more like superpowers.
Yeah.
You don't pick from a spell list based upon caster level. You have a variety to choose from that you just have like categories you can pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can get some of the sensitive powers or some of the physical powers or so on, or some of the healing powers. And then maybe if you're lucky, you get a super psionic power.
Yeah.
And then there's the mind melter, which you get them.
Yeah.
Do I get access? Yes.
Do they do anything else?
No, not well. Not at
No.
all. So at least in the RCC version, they get shit for skills.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, they get 6 other skills, a couple of languages, and a couple of piloting skills. And they don't even get combat. You have to buy it. They get additionally 8 secondary skills, and their skill choices are very limited.
Yeah.
If we look at the Ultimate Edition, what do they get? They get a bit more.
Just a bit, though.
Yeah, they get combat abilities now, and they get a weapon efficiency and some more stuff. And then
it's still limited. Like,
yeah,
the skill categories are like, you can get electrical, basic only, mechanical, automotive only, medical, first aid only. Like they're again, the inherent bias towards this is that this is overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
So in typical Rifts, fashion, yeah, you can have that, but you're not a god just yet. You're a baby dragon.
You're a baby dragon. So if we're looking at the Butts edition,
and you should always look at the Butts edition.
The Mind Melter is a fantastic character class in comparison to the others. The existence of the Mind Melter nullifies the existence of the Cyber Knight in Butts edition. The Cyber Knight Butts edition is just a shittier Mind Melter.
Yeah.
That's it. Because the Cyber Knight's one cool thing that they can do is make a Psi Sword. The Mind Melter can do it better.
Yeah.
That's it. Whereas in in Ultimate Edition, they finally like fully define this Cyber Knight for better or for worse, but they have a lot more stuff. Now I feel that Cyber Knight has its own thing. The Mind Melter should have also got its own thing, and it really didn't. It just got more powers.
Yeah.
It was another one of those more or less straight translations. Very low PPE, shitload of ISP, a lot of powers. Let's see. First level in the Butts edition, you get 1, 2, 3,
4. Well, they automatically have 3, and they automatically have those 4, and then 3 more.
Oh no! Okay, you got 4, and then you got 3, 6, 9, 12. So you start the game with 16 powers.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3. Okay, so it looks like they are total 3.
That's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah. Their power. They barely changed at all. They just got a few extra skills, and that's it. And of course, the requisite layered OCC skill bonuses that the Butts or Ultimate Edition does now. But yeah, otherwise it's a very straightforward. You just have like a few paragraphs of text telling about how awesome you are, how the rest of the world wants to hunt you down and kill you.
Yeah, I mean, and rightfully so.
You do melt minds.
Yeah,
nobody wants that.
You are very much a glass cannon too. Like you have no cyborg parts.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really like the armors. You don't really like, you're not wrapped up in a tank. You're kind of living by your wits and your mental fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
And well, a syringe full of morphine, and all of a sudden you can't focus. like that's just that.
Yeah, or a gun.
Yeah, or a gun.
Yeah, it's very basic.
Yeah.
But you have a shitload of psionic powers. And some of the psionic powers are pretty heinous. There are 3 that you cannot get until 3rd level, and those are the Psi Sword,
Control Others.
yeah, and the Mind Wipe.
Yeah. Because theoretically, by 3rd level, you are now a good person, right? Yeah. It's funny because we are so putting our animus from D&D on.
We really
so
are.
I can't even not do it. And which doesn't say anything about Palladium, but the heinousness that was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Psionics.
ISP recovery is doubled in Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Because normally you got 2 per hour of activity or 12 of meditation. With this, it's 4 of sleep and 24 per hour of meditation. Other than that, you get the same power, the same amount. Yeah. Pretty straight translation here.
Yeah. I will say that the art improved. I'm sorry, Long. I'm sorry, Kevin. That is not the person you want to play. The bulging head, bald man. As a balding man myself, this is not what I turn for my fantasy.
I never got inspiration from that picture.
He's Brainio.
Especially if you just flip back 2 pages and you have that awesome dog boy collage.
Yeah.
How can you go from that to
that fucking Doberman with the Wolverine claws? He was the coolest of them all.
Coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
The Scottish Terrier with the vibro knife was probably the least cool, though.
I don't know. He's like,
no, I no, no. Have we done those? We should do those. We have done the dog. We should do the dog boys again.
We should do them again. Yeah, I thought we'd have more to say about the Mind Melter, but obviously it's just shitload of psionics. That's your class. Not much going on.
I have not played in a campaign with one because I think my whole generation is still scarred. Like it was for those of you who are new to this, it was really that bad. Like this is not hyperbole. Like I am still to this day, 20 years later, upset.
Yeah, it wasn't a well implemented system in 1st and 2nd edition D&D when they had psionics.
Yeah.
It was needlessly complicated, and because it was needlessly complicated, it meant that the only person who was doggedly determined enough to figure it out was also the one person who was there to abuse it.
Yeah.
And it was easily abused because, I don't know, for some reason in Gary's infinite wisdom, he decided that psionicists were essentially walking gods.
Yeah.
And nobody could resist their powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they were also psionicists. And then he made this a player-facing option.
Yeah. And no
dude?
no rebalance of anything else to make it so that one person having a bad day couldn't erase years of work.
Yeah.
Years of combined storytelling just because they had a bad night.
And, dear listener, this is a Palladium podcast. We are fans of imbalance within a party. You listen to this and you pick up a Palladium book and you get inspiration to take groups of adventurers consisting of Bob the Peasant and the, half ogre, half troll, half dragon, god murderer,
named God Murderer.
Yes. And you can make that work in a Palladium game. But everybody's bought into that.
Yeah.
Like, you sit down to the table, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know that there's a social contract that everybody is on board with.
Yeah, we're all going to kind of move in the same direction.
Yeah. With D&D, if you haven't read the Psionics chapter, then your version of that social contract is very different from the one player who has. Because in D&D, you're expecting there is a balance that is across levels based upon your role in the party, what you can bring to the table, the stresses that you're going to have to undergo and deal with your role in the party. Someone is going to have to draw the attention and take the damage long enough for the mage to get off a spell and distract everybody long enough for the sneaky thief to get around and shank him in the ribs. And then the Psionicist comes along and fucks everything up.
Like literally everything.
And it's something that if you are unprepared for, it can ruin your day as a player.
Yeah.
Because it breaks your understanding of everything. It makes you feel useless that this character that you made that was fitting
An
a role in the
integral
party,
part of the party. Yeah.
the thief, the fighter, and the wizard are now completely unnecessary. We should just watch the Psionicist.
Yeah, because he has head splody.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was difficult.
Yeah.
Like to get over that and appreciate psionics in a game because it was so bad.
If this had been called Chi, if this had been called anything, I wouldn't have this animus towards it.
Yeah.
But it's called psionics. I do. And I can't help myself. This is at a ow, the stove is hot level. You know, this has burned me.
Yeah. Again, bad memories of those people in games.
To be fair, that was not done with Palladium at any time. This is not an unbalanced RCC or OCC.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Everyone has inner strength points. Like everyone has the potential to use some level of psychic power.
Yeah, really, this is just an ability that everybody can potentially have access to, specialized in a character class that just gets more of it.
Yeah. And this is not unsavable like it is in that version of D&D. It's my anger towards it is purely down to the name, which is unfair, but it's still there. And seeing as how you and I are the hosts and we're near the same age, that's what you get. So
that GM allowed a motherfucking pair of Thrycreen Psionicists with Marsh. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway,
and then you put split class into it. Fuck, dude. Still mad. Never forgive. Never forget.
Never forget.
Dark days.
Forget. Yeah. So Mind Melters, I've only experienced one as only one.
Yeah.
In a party of a game that I've run. They've always been on the table, but very few people. I think a lot of people will look at the Mind Melter and they don't have that same hang up, but what they see is this is a short class.
Yeah.
That clearly means it's not powerful.
And honestly, the art doesn't do it any favors.
Yeah. It's not one of the better pictures in here. I'm sorry, artist of the size of the Mind Melter. Even in the Ultimate Edition, it's decent. I don't get inspiration from that picture. It's not one of the what's his name photos. So fucking Ramon Perez. It's not a Perez piece. And Perez, I think, rules the Ultimate Edition. So but yeah, it's not.
Oh, you told me about this one.
It's a
who colored in their butts?
I don't know.
What fucking unlettered savage.
I got that Matthew is looking at my paperback cover of the Butts edition that I got from eBay sometime back, and when I got it, I realized that somebody had colored in all the butts. Drew pants on.
Someone's mom got really upset, and she's like, "Fine, mom, I'll play," and just kind of took a Sharpie.
Yep, colored in the butts. Yep, those that they're wearing shorts.
You know, if you ever want to see pictures of what we're talking about, I think we'd be happy to show them. But you need to leave a comment. Yeah. You need to join us in our Discord.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. Yeah. What is the name of that Discord? Where, like, let's say I'm going, you know what? I have just started D&D. And I invested so heavily into the books. And 3 years later, they changed them all. You know what I need? I need a system that will never do that to me. I need a system that cares. So I go to Google and I go, long-running gaming system that has never changed their rules in a soulless money grab. Enter. Palladium comes up. I go to Apple Podcasts and I go, the Palladium podcast. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, what's this Glitterbois? Oh, well, that'll work. I find it. And then I see what you're talking about. And I hear you have a Discord. I want to join the Discord. Nathaniel, what do I look for?
Well, there's a couple of ways that you can approach this. One, hit the 3 dots. and look at the goddamn show notes. The Discord is linked right there, among the other things as well. But if you just can't be asked to do that, then go to a web browser and type in breakfastpuppies.com/Discord. It's a customized Discord link. We'll take you right to our server. Yeah.
All I saw was the 3 seashells when you don't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Seriously. You got to just pick up the first seashell and scrape the second seashell to smooth. And the third seashell is the one that you actually put your scented lotions in. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Mind Melter and a very long, angry rant about D&D back in the 90s. Do you have anything else to say about it?
I do not.
Yeah, me either. Fuck Psionics.
Starships, magic, mystic martial arts, romance. All of these can be found in A Cloak of Blades by Isaac Scher. You might have heard my name before. I've done a lot of voiceover work for Breakfast Puppies, and I've recently released my first novel. It's available on Amazon as an ebook and paperback, and you can get it for free if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. I do hope you'll support my work as you're supporting Breakfast Puppies, and it's been a pleasure talking with you today. Have a good one.
You've been listening to The Glitterbois, a Palladium Books fan podcast. Glitterbois, Rifts, the Megaverse, and all other such topics are the property of Kevin Siembieda and Palladium Books. Please buy all their stuff and help keep them in print and making more games. You can order directly at palladiumbooks.com, and their entire catalog is available digitally at Drive-Thru RPG as well. Our opening music is 8-Bit Bass and Lead by Furby Guy from freesound.org. This closing music is Caravana by Philip Gross, available at freemusicarchive.org. All sound effects used are self-made or acquired via Creative Commons Zero license. If you like what you have heard, find us on Twitter and Facebook as The Glitterbois. That's BOIS. And check us out online at breakfastpuppies.com/glitterbois. And also join us on the Breakfast Puppies Network Discord at breakfastpuppies.com/Discord. And if you want to help us out, please spread the word and help us build a community. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time.